Do you ever wonder why men give you the silent treatment? Are you sick of men disappearing on you, leaving you desperate for clarity? It's time you pick your dignity off the damn floor. Because on today's show, we'll be discussing why men give you the silent treatment. Not only so you better understand it, but also so you know exactly what he's trying to get from you. Welcome to the Players Club. If you're paying attention to me and everyone else in the live stream, please say here present so that I know you're here present and actively participating. Let's pretend like this is the first time you're seeing my face today. We'll pretend like that never happened, okay? But I'm leaving that in the live stream, okay? Because technical difficulties happen and that's life. All right, so welcome all you beautiful people. I see we got Dee Dee here. I see Bree here. Scotty's here. I like Scotty. Cornell's here. I think I seen SH and Sharice as well holding us down in the TikTok chat. Who else is here in the TikTok chat? I want to see everyone participating. Of course, over in the YouTube chat, we got Ivy. I see Tracy Niles. I think Tracy Niles was #1 today in the YouTube chat. So shout out to Tracy Niles. We got Kelly here. We got Minnie here, Deb here. You guys are so early in the YouTube chat. Melita's here as well. Cashley, I think Cashley is the replacement of Ashley. I think there's supposed to be a backstory there. I don't know the backstory, but I think that's the case. Okay, welcome all of you beautiful people, and I'm sure more are gonna pour in along the way. Oh, I see Electric Feels here as well. Welcome, Electric Feel. All right, guys, let's get started. I don't want to waste any more time because we're wasting some time in the intro. So, number one is going to be the tranquilizer, okay? Now, I want you to understand there is a very important theme going on here, and you'll notice it as we discuss more throughout the show. What I mean by a very important theme is I want you to understand there's a goal in mind here. And I'm going to explain to you the goal because that's part of the reason that they're doing it. So if you understand the goal, then you can understand what to avoid doing and how to avoid reacting. Because a lot of times, a lot of you are going to end up doing the same things and reacting in the same ways, and it's only going to hurt you. Here's the reality, though. I know that it's easy for me to just say, yeah, don't do anything. But when I say don't do anything, some of you guys are like, well, what does don't do anything really mean? Because I'm kind of scared, and, you know, the way he's messaging me, I feel like I have to message him back. I feel like if I don't message him back, then there's something wrong with me, and I'm not showing my loyalty to him. And can you really describe to me exactly what do nothing means or exactly what just chill out means? Tomisin, like, explain it to me word for word. I'm here for you to explain to you why he's giving you the silent treatment, what the best course of action is, and why that's the best course of action based on what his end goal is. Because rest assured, he's not giving you the silent treatment for no reason. There's an end goal there. So I want you to understand that so that we can all be on the same page, okay? Right? It's obviously easier said than done, and it's easier in theory, but when we break it down into a strategy, it becomes a lot easier to manage, which is why we're here in the Players Club, okay? So number one is the tranquilizer. So I want to kind of get you into the mind of a man here and everything that I explained to you. You have to understand that in the beginning, everything is always supposed to be good. That's how it's meant to be. See, the thing about it is, if I want something from you, okay, because I do. I come to you wanting what's in between your legs. It's lubricated, it's soft, it's warm. I want to insert myself inside it, and I want to jackrabbit myself inside of it for 90 seconds, and I want to do it so hard, so viciously, and I want to give myself the time of my life while you get absolutely no pleasure. So if I want to enjoy myself for 90 seconds, right, I understand that if I want something from you, and you're going to be on guard about giving that thing away willingly. Hopefully you're on guard about giving it away willingly and for free. Hopefully you're not a Cybertruck girl like yesterday's story. Okay, that's a side note. It's an inside joke, actually. But I'm of the assumption that you're not just going to give away what I want from you willingly for free. Now, if I'm of the assumption that you're not just going to give it away willingly for free, then I also know that when I approach you, I must approach you the right way so that you are disarmed. That's why I call this first point here, the tranquilizer, because a lot of you always start your Discord stories or the stories that you tell me with, it was so great in the beginning. Of course it was so great in the beginning because he's trying to get access to your Squirtle and jackrabbit himself inside of you. You think he's going to come to you when he first meets you and tell you, hey, I just want you to know know that I'm a horrible person. I want you to know that I won't treat you well. I want you to know that I'll cheat on you if you ever date me. And I want you to know that I'm going to string you along for years and years, if not decades of your life. So just be prepared for that. He'd never have a chance with you. So of course it's going to be great at the beginning, but the purpose of this is to tranquilize you so that you're nice and relaxed. You're nice and just, laid back, not worried about anything, not assuming anything bad is going to happen. You have in your mind, you're so sure that this guy that you just met a couple of days ago is your absolute perfect man and he can never do no wrong. And this relationship is going to be everything you've ever dreamed of. And you're never going to meet anyone else like him. And you're just chill. You're receiving all the compliments he'll give you, all the validation he'll give you. If you're just like in an ocean breeze, the ocean breeze is blowing. You got pina coladas in your hand. You're sipping mimosas on the beach, laying down. Sun's hitting your face. It feels real good, right? Because when you're relaxed and your guard is down, now he can get to work. Now the plan begins, right? But it starts off with tranquilizing you so you don't really realize anything that's going on. And I know some of you are thinking, I thought this was about the silent treatment, Tomisin. What does any of this have to do with the silent treatment? See, this is what you need to understand and what you're forgetting. The silent treatment only works when I give you something first to miss or be sad about or want back. See, if I tell you to miss a stranger, you don't know how to just muster up the feelings and the ability to miss a stranger. It's impossible. You don't know them. You don't know anything about them. You haven't spent any time with them. You haven't built any memories, connection, or attachment to a stranger. So when I tell you, hey, I want you right now to make yourself feel like you miss an absolute stranger, it's going to be impossible for you. However, if I take that same stranger and I build memories with him and you guys grow together, experience things together, you guys have laughs together, you guys cry together, he jackrabbits himself inside of you. It's still a stranger, all right? But now, now, if I take that stranger out of your life, right, and you've had those experiences with him, you've grown that attachment towards him, now all of a sudden, you start to miss that person. You miss what was once present in your life, in your relationship or situationship with that person. So I say that to say that is how this works. In order for the silent treatment to work, in order for the goal to even be accomplished here, right? He has to first give you something, right? In the beginning stages that makes you feel good, that makes you feel good about the relationship, that makes you feel good about him and yourself. That will come into play because when he gives you the silent treatment, he's not just doing it by not speaking to you. There's a whole lot of stuff at play, including the emotional effect, but we'll discuss that in a second. So first I want you to understand the tranquilizer, because it's meant to get you to relax and meant to get you accustomed to how much he's going to talk to you and see you and be around you and, go out on dates with you. It's meant to get you accustomed to the schedule and the rhythm of what it feels like to be in a relationship and be emotionally connected with him, right? He has to establish the rhythm, okay? Because you have to understand, he's going to do something when it comes to the silent treatment in multiple ways that's going to affect multiple things, but there's an end goal here. And I'm going to go through it with what the end goal is, but I want you to first understand the setup. The setup is so important because none of this is going to work unless the setup is proper. He makes you feel good. He makes you feel like this is all about you. He tells you everything you want to hear. This is part of the reason. Now I want you to be listening up because I'm also in the process of telling you why men give you the silent treatment. I'm also going to be explaining to you what you should avoid because I want you to understand what he's trying to accomplish. So when he's trying to tranquilize you, he's trying to get you relaxed, trying to get you to lay back and not think about anything, thinking that this is your perfect moment. You see, it becomes a lot easier for him to present you the idea that this is your perfect moment if he can get hit in your mind that he is exactly to a T what you're looking for. Are you following me? Okay. I want you paying attention very early today because all of this is important, right? He wants you to believe that he uniquely, from the very beginning, you have stumbled across what is essentially your dream man, the man that was made in a factory for you, that God literally, or Allah, or whatever you believe in, right? Literally scribed the universe, scribed his name in, or scribed your name and etched your name in on his foot. You know, like the toy, like Woody from Toy Story. You know how Andy's etched in on his foot? So that it's kind of like a representation of like this toy was made for Andy. This is Andy's toy in Toy Story. That's like you. He wants you to feel like he was etched in a factory specifically for you. And that tranquilizes you. You want to know how he does that? You want to know the strategy behind that? Because this is going to lead to everything else. The strategy behind that is to get you to reveal everything that you want in a relationship. Because if I get you to reveal everything that you want in a relationship, all of your deepest, darkest desires, all of the things that your ex never did that you wish a man would once do for you, all of the places that you want to go that you wish a man would take you, all of the things that you want to experience in love and relationship, and that would just mean the world to you because that's what true love really is to you. And you probably thought in your mind, well, I'm communicating to him how I really feel, and communication is key. I hear the therapists say it. I hear everyone say it. I hear people on TikTok say it. I hear people that talk about relationships like guys that look like this say it. Everyone says communication is key. So if I just tell him exactly what I'm looking for, exactly how I'm looking for it, and exactly how I want to experience it, he's going to hear it. He's going to understand me. He's going to feel me. And this is going to be all sunshines and rainbows. But you know what actually happens instead? What actually happens is he gets the keys to your car. You give him the keys to your car. You tell him how to get through all the firewalls. You tell him how to unlock all the passwords. You give him the keys to essentially what is your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. And what he does is, whether or not he is prepared to be the man that you're looking for, whether or not he has the skill set, we talked about the job interview yesterday, whether or not he has the skill set, the tools, the resources to be the man that you're looking for, he knows if I want something from you, and I really want that thing from you, the best thing for me to do is to embody everything that you're looking for. Because remember, the silent treatment is coming, and this is part of the strategy. And the silent treatment hits a lot harder when you feel like you've lost the person who was etched in stone, made specifically for you. Without you actually knowing him or knowing anything about him, just the belief that he was etched in stone uniquely for you is powerful enough that this silent treatment will work to his benefit in getting exactly what he wants from you. And we're going to explain exactly what he wants from you, because rest assured, there is something he wants from you by giving you the silent treatment. It's not an accident. Okay? Now we've talked about the tranquilizer. So tranquilizer was number one. Let's get to the disguise. So what I mean by the disguise is, now that he's got you relaxed and he has information about what it is you're looking for, it's now time for him to custom make his Prince Charming suit. You guys have heard me talk about this before. He's going to custom make his Prince Charming suit from scratch. He's going to gather all the materials, the cotton, the wool, the polyester, the silk. He's going to mold it and shape it. He's a craftsman. He's a stitcher. Okay? He knows how to manufacture this clothing item and this costume from scratch. He's going to take it. He's going to find all the most best high quality materials, because this is a very important process. When he puts on the suit, it needs to look exactly 1-to-1, exactly like what you're looking for. Okay, I want you to imagine you want your favorite YSL purse, right? You love that $10,000 Chanel purse, right? He's in the back room, literally stitching from his hand an exact 1-to-1 replica of that Chanel purse. He's making a perfect replica that is indistinguishable from the real thing. So when you hold the Chanel purse up that's real against the one that he made, you can't tell the difference. When you hold up what you think your Prince Charming is supposed to look like, and he stands next to your Prince Charming, you can't tell the difference because he is so perfectly handcrafted, exactly what you're looking for based on your description. Do you see how dangerous this is? And like I said, this is all going somewhere because it's very important that when he puts on this Prince Charming suit, it looks exactly like what you are looking for. Because that is a confirmation to you that once again, he was etched in stone for you. And remember, when the silent treatment comes, and it's going to come very hard, very fast, very painful, and it's going to accomplish a lot of things for him simultaneously. But I want you to also understand the process here. Okay? So he's going to handcraft all of these materials from scratch. He's going to make sure it looks one-to-one exactly like what you described you were looking for. Now he's going to step himself inside of your Prince Charming, inside of the Prince Charming suit that he made specially for you, one foot after the other. He's going to pull it up and he's going to pull it over himself, mask included, right? The whole thing's going to go over him. And then it's time for him to zip up that Prince Charming suit. And now he is a perfect one-to-one replica of exactly what you've been searching for all your life. The Prince Charming you've watched in your Disney princess movies. The one that you've always imagined would come to you on a white horse and sweep you off to a land far, far away. Oh my God. He's now standing in front of you. Oh my God. He's actually real. Oh my God. He literally has your name on the bottom of his foot, just like Woody from Toy Story. This is your moment. You're just like Cinderella. Oh my God, you're living in a movie and you're the main character. Who would have guessed? It would have been him, and you met him just now, and he swept you off your feet just like this, and it would be so magical just like this. The disguise is very, very important. Very, very important. It's going to work towards everything that he's going to be building up to. Because remember, like I said, that silent treatment's going to come hard and fast. It can't come hard or fast to get your mind out of the gutter unless he makes you feel like this is everything you've been searching for. Okay? Now, when we go to the tranquilizer and we go to the disguise, number 3 is going to be him leaving you deaf and blind. Now, I want you all paying attention here. So this is stop pooping time. This is pull up your pants time. Take your hand out of your pants. Pay attention to me and listen to my words very carefully. Because now we have gotten into silent treatment territory. Okay? We're understanding the strategy and the technique and what the buildup is. Now you are going to be left deaf and blind so that everything he's attempting to execute will work out for his good. And there's a reason for that. He's going to leave you deaf and blind so that you can be confused why the Prince Charming you once thought he was, right? The way he once presented himself to you, remember, this is a one-to-one replica of exactly what you're looking for. When you see him, though, you don't realize that this is a replica. You actually think this is the real thing. So it's like he bought you a Chanel purse, but it's so close to the real thing, you literally can't tell that it wasn't made in a Chanel factory. It was made in his garage. Okay? Right? And the thing about it is, when you get left deaf and blind, because he gives you this silent treatment, this is where everything comes into play. Okay? This is for him, right? I told you it's like a magic trick, but for him, this is where the real magic happens. Because he gets to use this silent treatment on you to extract from you whatever he wants. Because I want you to understand, this silent treatment doesn't happen on accident. It doesn't happen for no reason, and it damn sure does not happen for fun. Let's all be so for real here. Okay? I know it sounds horrible, but this is the truth. Now, so when he gives you that silent treatment, he's going to be trying to accomplish several things either at once, simultaneously, or several different possibilities of things. Okay, so let's analyze some of the possibilities of things he could be trying to accomplish when he's giving you this silent treatment, aka he's leaving you deaf and blind, because now you're really confused, right? The reason I call it deaf and blind is because just in the instant, right? Just in the snap of a finger, all of your senses have been taken away. Remember, you were tranquilized. You were on a beach, relaxing, with the wind blowing in your face and the sun shining on you, sipping mimosas by the poolside. Everything was good and dandy just a week ago. And everything felt good. But now that you're deaf and blind, it's like the lights have been turned on and you're so confused. You're looking around. You can't even see anything. And it's dark. And you're wondering what has just happened. He has now given you the silent treatment. So he stopped texting you. He stopped calling you. He stopped asking you out on dates. He stopped liking your Instagram pictures. He stopped sending you TikTok videos and TikTok or Instagram memes. Or Facebook memes for those of you who are on the older side. For those of you on the younger side, he stopped Snapchatting you. And all of it just seems to come out of the blue. And you're wondering to yourself, what just happened? I'm confused. Wait, we were going out. I thought he liked me. I thought things were going well. I thought we were building a relationship. But somehow, all of a sudden, he's gone. Is he working? No, it's been a couple of days. He usually doesn't work that much. He would text me. He would call me. Is he busy? But how busy can he possibly be in the span of 1 week that he couldn't even text me or message me or call me at all throughout this whole span of time? Does he have a family thing? But why wouldn't he just tell me that he has a family thing or make me aware of what's going on in his life? And you see, this is where you start spiraling. Okay? This is a very dangerous time for you. When you get left deaf and blind, you start spiraling. And I know that we're discussing today why men give you the silent treatment, but I want you to understand this is why. He wants you to be built up and tranquilized and relaxed. He wants you to believe in this one-to-one replica that he's presenting to you. He wants you to feel deaf and blind when he abandons you randomly, seemingly out of nowhere. And this is where the magic really sets into place. Because when he leaves you with no answers and no clues, you want to know what happens to you after you start spiraling? You turn into the worst thing you can possibly turn into. Does anyone in the chat know what the worst thing you can possibly turn into is? Tell me in the chat. You should know. I want everyone to spam it. If you're a smart, intellectual member of the Players Club, you should know the word I'm about to say of what you turn into when you have been triggered like this into a spiral. What's the name that I'm about to say here? Everyone better spam it. I want to see how much you guys know and how much you guys are following. Okay? I see it here. I see it in the chat. So if you're new and you're confused, when he gets you in this place, deaf and blind, not understanding what you did, not understanding where you went wrong, not understanding, did you eat too fast, make yourself look like a pig? Did you not do your hair right, make yourself look disgusting or gross? You know what you turn into when you begin spiraling down a rabbit hole like that? You become a pick Misha. The worst type of person on this damn planet. You become the least attractive version of yourself as a pick Misha. Why? Because when you become a pick Misha, your mind is exclusively focused on what must I change and adjust about myself so that he likes me once again and treats me how he used to treat me. Gives me the same amount of attention and validation that he once gave me when he was acting just like my Prince Charming. Remember, I described to you the disguise and the one-to-one replica that he's going to give you so that you feel like this is your moment and you feel like a Disney princess, right? I described to you how he wants to get you relaxed, feeling like this is your moment. Okay? And now that you start spiraling because you're confused how he took all of that attention that he was once giving you away, he took all of that validation that he was once giving you away, right? And now you no longer feel valued by him. You no longer feel important to him. You actually feel ignored by him and totally, unequivocally unseen by this man. And you're so desperately confused by everything that's going on right now, currently as it stands, and why he has just pulled all of his attention and validation away from you. No more compliments, no more communication, no more phone calls. Not even to explain to you why he's upset. Because see, you got to understand, this is part of the key. This is part of the key here. This is part of the key here. Pay attention. Because it doesn't work the same to give you the silent treatment and explain to you why he's upset. See, the silent treatment works the best when he gives you the silent treatment with no explanation why the silent treatment is coming. Because it leaves you, like Dragonfly just said, in a lot of limbo and confusion, right? Now you have to do all of the thinking for yourself. So you don't just end up doing a little bit of thinking, you end up doing a lot of thinking. In fact, you end up overthinking, right? You're overthinking, trying to figure out and put all the puzzle pieces together. What did I do wrong? What did I say to him? How did I present myself? Did I eat my food the wrong way? Did I dress the wrong way? Did I do my hairstyle the wrong way? Was there something in my teeth? Did my breath smell bad? What did I do wrong that made him not like me anymore and give me the silent treatment? Did I not sleep with him fast enough? See, these are all things, right? When you become an overthinker, it serves him in multiple ways because whatever he's trying to extract from you in that moment, you're likely going to think to yourself, in the process of thinking how you can be more like a Pygmisha and get him to like you again, you're going to be thinking about how can I give you exactly what you want right now as quickly as possible so that you can return to a place of peace and happiness and start giving me the same amount of validation that you were once giving me the same amount of attention that you were once giving me, and give me the same amount of feeling as if you are my Prince Charming ready to sweep me off my feet as you were once giving me. Remember, that was a disguise. Remember, that wasn't real. But see, the thing about it is, in this setup, you didn't realize that it wasn't real. And you weren't meant to realize that it wasn't real. You were only meant to feel like this was your moment so that when it finally comes crashing down, you feel like you did something wrong. And this is where I want us to focus some of our time and energy here. Because I said all of that in the setup before to get to this place, because I want you to understand that one of the key things he's trying to get you to feel by giving you the silent treatment is he wants you to feel like you did something wrong, even if you didn't. Because there's so much power in being able to get you to feel like you were the one that made the mistake. You were the one that acted the wrong way. You were the one that treated this relationship inappropriately or didn't do what you were supposed to do. Leonard Leake said it's a way of gaslighting. It is a way of gaslighting you, but it's so slick. And this is why it's so powerful and slick. And this is why the guys that are good at it do it. And it's so powerful for them. Because they gaslight you and convince you that you did something wrong in the relationship without saying anything. You can accuse them of being narcissistic. You can accuse them of being a bad person. You can accuse them of confusing you with their words or anything that they said to you, or being mean or rude to you, because all they did was give you the space to think whatever you wanted to think. But it's strategic because he didn't just not give you anything from the start. He strategically gave you something specific that he knew you were looking for at the very beginning, which is why I gave you the whole setup at the beginning. So you can understand that it only properly works when you feel like you've been uniquely served the person who was etched in stone for you. Remember, like Toy Story, right? The person you believe is your Woody that has Andy on the bottom of the foot here, right? And he's got your name on the bottom of his foot because he was made specially for you in a factory, right? The belief of that is what makes him pulling back from you so powerful and gaslights you into believing, being sure, being positive 110% that you must have done something wrong in order to trigger this response out of him. And the most powerful part and thing about this is the less he continues to do in this relationship, right? And the less he continues to say, the more and the longer this silent treatment continues to go on for, the increasing amounts of pain and anxiety you experience, the increasing amounts of overthinking that you do. And it makes it one step closer to him getting from you what he wants from you without having to do anything for you in return. Right? You have to understand that this silent treatment is happening because he is actively trying to avoid doing something for you while simultaneously getting whatever it is he wants from you. So, if that's that he feels like you're not ready to sleep with him, you got too many boundaries. You're one of these girls with rules and standards and expectations for a guy that you're going to give yourself to. But he identifies, maybe if I make you feel like this is your moment and I'm ready to build something with you and I disappear on you, you'll start to overthink in your mind and think to yourself, maybe I shouldn't have waited a whole month before sleeping with him. Maybe it was the wrong choice to set so many boundaries when it came to intimacy. Maybe I should have went over to his place and drank wine with him until late at night and slept over that time when he asked me to sleep over, because maybe that's why he's giving me the silent treatment now. Maybe that's why he's ignoring me now, because he's disinterested in me. Okay, listen up. Okay. The moment you start thinking during the silent treatment that, oh, maybe he's giving me the silent treatment because he's disinterested in me now because of something I did, he's won. That's it. That's exactly what he wanted you to feel. For whatever he's trying to extract from you, he wants you to feel like he has taken a step back because something you didn't do right or something you didn't give him has made him disinterested in you. Now your anxiety is bubbling out of control. Now you are overthinking on a crazy level. And now all you can think about is maybe the next time I see him, maybe the next time I speak to him, I should not try to have standards when it comes to sleeping with him. I should not try to have these hard boundaries that I say, yeah, I'm not going to go over to your place and drink wine with you until late at night. Yeah, I'm not going to come sleep over in your bed because I know one thing's going to lead to another. Maybe I should be more easygoing. Maybe I shouldn't be as hard on him or things. Maybe my standards shouldn't be as high. I should lower them a little bit and just take a chill pill. Be more fun. Be more relaxed. Say yes to more things. Be okay with more things. Maybe he'll like me more if I do more for him. Maybe I shouldn't eat my food that way in front of him. Maybe I should be more feminine and nicer and kinder. Maybe I should be more understanding and not make him face consequences if he disrespects me. Maybe I shouldn't set those type of hard boundaries. Maybe I shouldn't withdraw myself if he shows to be not the type of guy that I'm looking for. All of these things, whatever is plaguing your relationship, is exactly what you're going to think is the best course of action the moment he gives you the silent treatment. Another really powerful thing. So they're sleeping with you is number one. One of the things that the guys are going to do when they're giving you the silent treatment. The other really powerful thing, and this one is emotional, the sleeping with you is physical. This one is emotional. Guys know that when they give you the silent treatment, and this works so well on you, when they give you the silent treatment, they know that you're more inclined. See, this is why everything works so well at the beginning. When he makes you feel like this is your moment, when he makes you feel like he's a one-to-one replica of exactly what you've been looking for. You associate a lot of pain with the idea that maybe you've lost the one person who was made specifically for you. See, it's not painful to feel like you lost out on the guy who is just a random guy that you're just, maybe you'll see him one day, maybe you won't. Who cares? That's not painful. It's painful to feel like you missed out or you're losing out on the exact person that you were looking for, the exact type of connection, the exact type of romance, the exact type of love, the exact type of intimacy and laughs and humor. Oh, it was just so perfect. He is so perfect. And it's so painful to feel like you're losing that, right? Very painful. So now when he takes a step back from you, this is 2024 stuff, so powerful. Because we know in 2024, the men like to be chased too. In fact, they love being chased. In fact, they relish the opportunity to come to a beautiful, amazing, smart, intelligent, squirtily lubricated woman like you. And instead of having to put in all of that hard work that would be required to chase after you, and do things for you, take you out on dates, be nice to you, be kind, be caring, say the right thing, be respectful, take care of you emotionally and physically, pay for things, pay for dates. Instead of having to do all of that work, all he has to do is give you that silent treatment. And what do you start doing? You start chasing after him. So sad. You start chasing after him because once again, you feel like you're losing the person who was meant for you. And once you start chasing after him, now you're the one picking up the phone and texting him. You're the one picking up the phone and calling him. You're the one saying, hey, I'm free on Tuesday. You think we could go out for a date on Tuesday at 6 p.m.? I was really looking forward to seeing you. And I know you said you have work off on Tuesday. And I was just thinking if I can rearrange my schedule to be available for you in the afternoon at the same time that you're available at that time, maybe we could see each other. And I know it's even late for me, but I'm willing to sacrifice my sleep and miss a shift at work so that I can spend some time with you. Are you free at this time? And he says to you, maybe I'll let you know how I feel the day of, or maybe a couple minutes before. And you know what you say? I guess that's fine. If you're not free on Tuesday, then I can hang out with you on Friday. Don't worry. Just let me know ahead of time as soon as you can, and I'll take that shift off on Friday too, so that we can spend some time with each other, because I would just love to see you this week, and I feel like we haven't seen each other in such a long time, and we haven't gotten a chance to speak to each other in such a long time. And slowly but surely, you take a change in your energy. And you go from being the woman, the feminine energy being chased and pursued, and you turn into the man, doing all the chasing and pursuing after him, because you're of the understanding that it is your job to do the work for him. Because if he's going to give you the silent treatment, that's a sign to you that he might be disinterested in you. And if you feel like he's disinterested in you, then it is now your job to get him back interested in you. And if it's your job to get him back interested in you, well, then you got to be the creative person figuring out all the ways you can start dating him. You're the man now. And so whether it be to get you physically invested in him, right? So that he can extract something from you, or emotionally invested in you so he can extract something emotional from you, it all works to his advantage. The response of giving you the silent treatment is meant to trigger anxiety in you, right? So Number one was the tranquilizer. Number two was the disguise. Number three was leaving you deaf and blind. Now, number four is, this is where I want to discuss the ticking time bomb, because that's essentially what you are when he gives you the silent treatment. Because here lies what we call the waiting game. He is essentially waiting for you to break. You're a ticking time bomb. See, like we always talk about and focus on emotions in the Players Club, because emotions are the most powerful thing about any relationship. They're also the most powerful way to control you in any relationship or friendship. Now, if you're not able to understand how people around you and in relationships with you are actively trying to use your emotions to control you, then you'll be getting control and you'll be losing. So I say that to say this ticking time bomb is an example of that, because a smart man who understands how to properly withdraw and understands that why he's doing this withdrawal to get something out of you, whether it be emotionally or physically, he understands that just allowing this to sit is going to increase your anxiety day by day by day. He also understands if he's done the first half of this right in giving you that one-to-one replica of his disguise and also tranquilizing you by making you feel like this is the moment, he is the guy for you, he has been made specifically for you, and this is the relationship you've been seeking, right? Now, if he's done that part right, when he gives you that silent treatment and he gives you no explanation of why he's giving you this silent treatment and you're in confusion because you're deaf and blind now, you have become a ticking time bomb of emotion. Because when your emotion spills over and becomes overwhelming to you, you're way more likely to do things outside of your regular everyday character. And remember here, he is doing that to get you outside of your regular everyday character. He's trying to get you outside of your morals. He's trying to get you outside of your values. He's trying to get you to move off of your place that you've been standing on, right? They call it standing on business for a reason. He's trying to move you off of that so you can be more in line with what he wants, while he simultaneously does nothing and also doesn't have to be made to look like a bad person by forcing you to do something. This is like top-notch manipulation, and I'm trying to explain it to you. Because he gets to look like someone who didn't make the decision for you or force you to do anything, while simultaneously getting from you exactly what he was looking to get from you in the first place. But this time, when you give it to him, you feel like you did that because that's what you wanted. Very powerful. And because he knows you're a ticking time bomb, he just sits and he waits it out. And a lot of times, for most guys, what they'll do to avoid being in pain themselves is they'll go and entertain other girls while they give you the silent treatment, right? And they'll also attempt to do things to trigger you while he's giving you the silent treatment, so you'll be that much more in pain, and hopefully you'll have what's going to come next, which we'll discuss in a second, right? And he's trying to accelerate that clock so that you'll have an explosion, all right? Because once you have an explosion, that's where all the keys happen. So this ticking time bomb is going to go on for as long as it needs to break you. I know I make this sound horrible, like a supervillain plot, but this is the honest truth. The silent treatment is meant to break you. It's meant to break you emotionally, okay? So that you come back on hand and knee saying, I once was in the belief that I should be doing this, and this is what I should stand on. I am now emotionally broken, and I no longer want to stand on those things. I am willing to negotiate with you and do what you want me to do, how you want me to do it, just so I can hopefully get back to the place where we once were, where you represented to me my Prince Charming, that one-to-one replica that you made me feel like this relationship that I'm having with you and the person that you are was exactly what I was looking for, and that you were uniquely made for me in a factory, and this relationship was literally everything I've ever dreamed of. Please, please, please help me to feel that once again. If you can help me just feel that once again, I will literally give you anything that you want. You're a ticking time bomb. And he knows that as the days are going on, the process of this becoming a reality, of you coming back to him like this, is increasing day by day by day. And the problem is, when you don't understand the strategy or what's meant to be happening here, it makes it harder to fight that or work against that when it's happening to you. Because when you're feeling those emotions intensely and each day that anxiety in you is growing, your mind is, oh my God, your mind is going to start playing some crazy tricks on you, because your mind is going to start convincing you, no, the right thing to do is to reach out to him. Yeah, the right thing to do is to check up on him. Yeah, the right thing to do is to message him or to call him or to ask him out on a date. Yeah, the right thing to do is to see him, and then the next time you see him, sleep with him so that he doesn't lose interest in you again. Your mind is literally going to start convincing you that the best way to go about this relationship is to give in to what he wants, or even what you assume he wants without him even saying it, assuming that that's what's going to make him be interested in you once again and not give you the pain and anxiety of the silent treatment once again. Right? Great way to extract something from you without ever asking it of you, so that you feel like you gave it to him because that's what you wanted to give to him. Okay? Now, when I say the ticking time bomb, right? And how your anxiety is going to increase a day by day by day. I want you to be aware of that so that the next time a guy gives you the silent treatment, you can be knowing that, yeah, my anxiety is going to grow. I am going to feel more anxious as the days are going on, but that's exactly what he wants to happen, because he wants me to break. He wants me to come to an explosion. We'll talk about that literally next. He wants me to come to an explosion where I give him what he wants, because as it's growing and it's growing and it's growing, it's only going to be more painful for me, because remember, he molded himself exactly to what I wanted and I was looking for, so that I was of the belief that I can't lose out on him. And he made me so emotionally attached, not just to him, but to the idea that our relationship has to work out, because I can't find anyone else except for you that is like you. That's where it becomes really powerful. It's not just a silent treatment meant to be a silent treatment in itself. It's a silent treatment meant to trigger you, especially because you feel like you can't replace this. You can't replicate this. You can't duplicate this anywhere else, because he's special and he has shown you to be exactly what it is you're looking for. So when you know that and you understand that as the days go by, this is meant to increase your anxiety, you can be saying to yourself, let me actively start doing things for myself, or to put my focus somewhere else where I'm not day by day constantly just building my anxiety and convincing myself that the best course of action is to reach out to him and speak to him. Because what you have to understand is that as the time is going on, it's like a game of tug and war. Because the guys are also gauging what is your level of anxiety and what is your pain threshold that you're willing to deal with. And past a certain point, they either give up in the realization that this is not going to work on you and they never speak to you again, or they end up breaking the silent treatment in the realization that you can't be emotionally broken. This is why the ticking time bomb is so important to understand. Because a lot of times, if you just wait out the silent treatment, you'll realize that he comes back and even might apologize for what he just did. And a lot of times he'll come to the realization himself that in the future, if I want to get her to do something, or I want to get her to adjust herself or change herself, it's not going to work by me just withdrawing from her and giving her the silent treatment, putting her in pain and hoping that her pain threshold gets to the point where she can no longer take it and she gives me what I want. He'll realize that the only way to get access to you is to be what you're looking for. Because I hate to make it sound morbid, but relationships are like war. There's always a fight and a battle for power. And a lot of times men are going to come in relationships with you and try to exercise their power on you by seeing how much they can manipulate you by removing themselves from you and withdrawing themselves from you, putting you in pain, and allowing that pain threshold to hit a certain level that you give him what he wants. Because in the recognition of that, he realizes that he doesn't have to do anything for you. In fact, anytime he wants you to do something, all he has to do is manipulate how much attention and validation he either gives you or takes away from you. And that becomes his way of controlling you. I know it sounds very deep and very super villainish, but it's the truth. Okay, so number 1 was the tranquilizer. Number 2 was the disguise. Number 3, leaving you deaf and blind. Number 4, the ticking time bomb. And number 5, like I mentioned before, this is where a black-haired dude just said it. Everything comes full circle. This is where the explosion of emotion happens. Okay? What I mean by an explosion of emotion, what I'm simply saying is this is where the explosion of, now that you've reached your pain threshold, you begin giving him everything that he has ever wanted, even things that he didn't even ask for. You go out of your way to give those things to him simply because you're so terrified of ever experiencing that amount of pain or anxiety again in relation to the guy that you thought was your Prince Charming. Because remember, like I said at the beginning, he's gonna create a custom Prince Charming suit, step into it, and present himself to you like he is a one-to-one replica of exactly what you've always been looking for, to the point where when you see him, you literally can't tell the difference between him and your dream man. You're convinced that he is your dream man. There's a reason for that, because when he withdraws from you, it becomes very painful. You become like a ticking time bomb, and then you have an explosion of emotion. Because remember, the emotions are the way that he controls you. The emotions are also a really powerful way for him to escape the responsibility of having to present himself like a bad person in this relationship by forcing you to do anything. This is why I say this is like new era age player stuff, I guess you could say. Because when he does it that way and you come to him saying, yeah, you know what? I was going to do a thing where I didn't sleep with you until I knew this relationship was serious, but I don't like you withdrawing from me and giving me the silent treatment. So now that we're talking again, I'll spread my legs wide open for you. You can jackrabbit yourself inside of me until you're satisfied. And hopefully that means that you won't give me the silent treatment anymore and you'll be ready to stay this time. I made a mistake by setting these boundaries or setting these expectations and standards that were way too high. I shouldn't have done that. Let me take my standards and expectations down a notch. Let me allow you to do whatever you want, however you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. Utilize me until you're happy. And hopefully you utilize me until you're happy. And when you're happy, then you'll no longer withdraw from me, pull away from me, or ever give me the silent treatment ever again. But here is the most crazy trick. And the most horrible part is that after you give him exactly what he was looking for, because you have that emotional explosion, right? And because you finally give in, you've been like a ticking time bomb and you're finally giving him exactly what he's been asking you for. Now that he recognizes that you have a pain threshold that once reached, you will give in, you're cooked forever. Forever. You're cooked forever. You want to know why you're cooked forever? Because now that he has seen that that strategy works on you, he will never again, ever try to do more for you than necessary. And anytime he wants you to change your mind on anything, all he will do is give you the silent treatment once again. Have you overthink once again. Have you like a ticking time bomb once again until you fold, until you become desperate, until you have an emotional explosion where you text him and you say, so you're just not going to text me for a whole week? So you're just going to ignore me like nothing ever happened? So you're just going to post on your story as if you don't know me anymore? As if you don't mess with me anymore? And when you get super angry and emotional and you get that explosion, right? Because you're stressed out and your anxiety is through the roof, he has won. He has exercised his power over you. And he's gotten exactly what he was looking for, which is a response, and a response specifically to show that once your pain threshold reaches a certain point, you can't emotionally handle it anymore. Okay? This is all about emotional control. Because the most powerful part about emotional control is when he emotionally controls you, you are making decisions for yourself that feel like they're your decisions, but in reality, they're, I'll say, manipulated decisions, curated decisions. The most amazing part about this for him is when he does that to you, you can't then call him a bad person when you allow him to sleep with you and then he disappears on you after. Because you made the decision to go from standing on business and having boundaries when it comes to sleeping with random guys to not having boundaries, hoping that he would like you and be interested in you and not give you the silent treatment again, only for him to sleep with you a couple times and then disappear. But then you think to yourself, how can I blame him? I'm so stupid. In reality, there was a strategy involved. And I'm explaining to you this strategy so you can start thinking about that the next time a guy is giving you the silent treatment and understanding it's not for no reason. And this is the other thing that I want you, this is like a pro tip that I want you all to take with you and understand. I also want you to understand guys are never going to tell you I'm giving you the silent treatment. Okay, remember that. The men are never going to come out of their mouth and fix their mouth to say, hey, I want you to know I'm giving you the silent treatment and I'm giving it to you so that you can break and reach your pain threshold and give me what I'm looking for. When you address the fact that he's giving you the silent treatment, all he's going to say is, oh, my bad, I was just busy for an entire week and I couldn't get to my phone. Oh, my bad, I didn't answer any of your 50 calls because I was literally doing a thing. Oh, my bad, I couldn't answer you for the past 2 weeks. I was out for 2 weeks straight on the street, just having fun, partying, phone dead for 2 weeks. That's only meant to give you more confusion, anxiety, and have more emotional spillover so that you're even more triggered and so that in a desperate attempt to just get this to end, you think to yourself, what must I do right now to solve this and stop feeling this amount of pain and anxiety? Are you following me? Everything is about getting you to reach a pain threshold. And once you reach the pain threshold, you won't be able to stick to anything that you plan to stick to. You won't be able to have any morals that you were planning to have before, any values, standards, or expectations that you were trying to do before. Everything will be focused on how do I alleviate my own pain, my own anxiety by getting him to speak to me again. Do I have to sleep with him to get him to speak to me? Do I have to dance for him to get him to sleep with me? Do I have to dress different to get him to speak to me? Do I have to ask him out on a date to get him to speak to me? Do I have to call him? Whatever it is, you'll try it just to alleviate your anxiety. And that is a grave, grave, grave mistake. Okay? That makes sense to you guys? Now, I know we went deep here, but do you guys have any questions about what we just discussed today? So I talked about the tranquilizer. I talked about the disguise. I talked about, leaving you deaf and blind. I talked about the ticking time bomb. And lastly, I talked about the explosion of emotion. Okay? Right? Robbie says he will beg you and then Uno reverse 100%, right? He's going to do this. And like I said earlier, right, there's a whole setup involved because he's not just going to do this right out of the blue. He specifically wants to set it up so that you feel like this is your moment so that the silent treatment becomes even more painful when he pulls away from you. Right? Bree says, actually asked a great question, how to respond when they finally reach out to text you. Okay, this is a great question, Bree. So you actually have one of two options here when he finally does respond and realize that the silent treatment doesn't work for you. Your first option is to simply say to yourself, I'm not going to deal with this. And You think that you're going to be able to be in my life and then disappear for 3 weeks and then come back and just like everything will be fine? No, you're never going to get access to me again. And then you just never speak to that guy. So that's one of your options. The second one of your options, if he tries this for like a couple days or a week or something, and you see that he's trying to basically test you to see how if he can get you to fold, and you don't, and he comes back and he's like, yo, I apologize, and he acts different, and he's asking you on a date, and he's trying to fix things, all you have to do is basically make him feel like you didn't even realize that he disappeared. So when he comes back and he says, yeah, my bad, my phone was dead for a whole week, you just say, oh, I didn't even realize you hadn't texted me. Okay, cool. And then what's going to happen is he's going to say, wait, I said my phone died for a week straight. You're supposed to freak out. And you're supposed to be like, how dare you say your phone died for a week straight? I know you were doing this with this girl and going out with that girl and going out with this girl and having over there. And why wouldn't you speak to me? You were supposed to freak out. Why would you just say, okay, cool, I didn't even... How can you possibly say to me that you didn't realize I didn't text you for an entire week? Do you not care about me? And you see, you kind of flip the anxiety script back on him because he's coming back assuming and hoping that you'll be the one with all the pain and all the anxiety, that he can feel good about himself, have the ego boost for himself. So when he comes back to you and you're like, oh, I didn't even notice that we hadn't spoken in 2 weeks. That's crazy. Didn't even feel like 2 weeks. And he's just like, well, I thought I was a little bit more important in your life than that. Then you wouldn't even realize that we hadn't spoke, right? He's going to feel that ego hit that maybe the next time I think of doing the silent treatment, it's not the best idea because she might actually just forget about me. Because as the days are passing, I'm thinking I'm getting somewhere by posting, by not speaking to her, by going out and making her feel anxiety, when in reality, me not speaking to her, she literally doesn't even notice and she goes on and lives her life. So then guys start to think to themselves in the future, what is the actual point of me continuing to give you the silent treatment when it doesn't do anything for our relationship? And it doesn't do anything for your anxiety in the relationship, right? And I've actually given you guys a whole strategy on how to go about that, but I wanted to explain to you the why in this show so that you can better understand the technique and why he's doing the things that he's doing, as opposed to just how to combat it type of thing, right? Does that make sense? Ivy says, don't just go back to giving him pineapples, 100%, right? So if you were doing that before, you don't just go back to giving him what he was getting from you as if he can just resume. But you do want to give him that ego hit of not making him feel like you even noticed that he was gone type of thing, right? As if you just literally didn't care, right? Mercedes says, so he came back saying he misses me. I'm like, oh, that's nice, LOL. Yeah, sounds mean. But yeah, if he comes back after 2 weeks saying, I miss you, it was so hard, my life was so hard and so painful without you, you say, oh, damn, that's crazy. Damn, it's been 2 weeks? I want you to say that. If he says, it's been 3 weeks, my bad, I've been missing you so much, be like, damn, it's been 3 weeks? That's crazy. I even noticed. He'll be like, what? You were supposed to be crying and sobbing. You were supposed to be in so much pain that we didn't speak. You were supposed to be this supposed to be the worst time of your life that we weren't speaking to each other. And you're telling me you didn't even notice? I want you guys to understand how much of an ego hit that is to say that to someone. So when someone comes to you after disappearing, they're expecting you to like yell at them and scream at them for abandoning you. So when they come back into your life and you're like, honestly, I didn't even notice that you were gone, they feel so unimportant that it feels like such a useless waste of their own time to spend all of this energy trying to make you feel anxiety when you don't even notice their absence. Imagine coming back to a friend group after ignoring all of those people in a friend group for 3 months. And when you come back into the friend group, nobody even acknowledges that you were gone for 3 months. You'd be like, damn. So there's nobody even going to address that I was literally ignoring and never spoke to anyone for the past 3 months. Did anyone even care? Why is everyone acting as if I've been here the whole time? Right? You expect acknowledgement of your absence because that's meant to make you feel like you're important to people, to the point where if you're not there, then they actually care. But when you come back to people, right, or you reappear with people and you feel like they didn't care, or they didn't even worse, they didn't even notice your absence, it makes you feel like, well, I'm clearly not as important as I imagined myself to be. And a lot of times when guys are giving you the silent treatment, they want to feel important as well. So when they come back and they don't feel important, they actually feel very unimportant, it diminishes everything that he was getting from giving you the silent treatment and feeling like he was putting you in a lot of pain and getting what he wanted from you. Right? That gal says, I feel like they know you're masking it when you say I didn't even notice. See, here's the thing. Guys will try to get you to admit how much you miss them as well by trying to say, oh, you're telling me you didn't notice for 2 weeks that I was gone. He wants you to say, I missed you so much too. I was in so much pain when you were gone. My life was so horrible when you were gone. So he might tell you, I don't believe it for 1 second. Just keep on that. Just stand on that. Because what he's trying to do is he's trying to recover the ego hit that he feels when you say you didn't notice his absence. Right? He's trying to recover that by telling you, I don't believe it for 1 second. You definitely missed me, and you were crying and you were sobbing and you were this and that. He wants you to admit it. He desperately needs you to admit that. So he's literally going to fight you on the idea that you didn't notice his absence. He wants to get that ego boost of you saying that you desperately missed him. So when you stay on that and you stick on that, literally all he has to do in his mind, no matter what he says to you, in his mind, he's going to start questioning, damn, maybe she didn't notice. Maybe I'm not that important. Maybe I'm not, the best thing since sliced bread. Maybe I should take a chill pill, thinking that I can just take advantage of her and do whatever I want. Because clearly, if I disappear, she's not waiting on me hand and foot. She might not even notice that I'm gone and literally move on with her life and forget about me. So that's why I say you have one or two options there, right? Alexa says, what if he acts like nothing happened and this is not the first time? This is why I said you have one of two options. So you can choose to say, yeah, I know you're trying a thing. It's not going to work. I'm going to show you that it doesn't work. If you do it again, then I'm just never going to speak to you, right? So you have that option. But if it's a continuous thing that you're noticing a pattern of behavior, first of all, he's probably continuing to do it because he sees that it continues to work. So that's number one. So that's kind of on you. And you have to take responsibility for that. But also, you have to understand at a certain point, if he's continuously doing it and pretending like nothing happened, it then becomes your choice to say, all right, yeah, when you try to come back this time, you're not going to get any sort of response from me. Like, you're done now. It's over for you. You made your mistake. You made your bed. You lay in it and you're cooked now. You're literally cooked forever. So good for you. Go find someone else to silent treatment. Right? Does that make sense? So Jojo B says, can a silent treatment last for 6 weeks? Yes, a silent treatment can last for as long as it lasts for. But this is why I say you then, because remember, guys, when you come here into the Players Club, of course, I'm going to give you advice for your life. Of course, I'm going to give you advice on how to utilize it and implement it into your life. But I can't hold your hand and do life for you. So what I mean by that is you have to be able to use discernment to take the advice that I give you and the words that we speak and the knowledge that we gain all here together in the Players Club and figure out how it applies to your specific situation. So there's going to be a plethora of different lengths that a silent treatment can go on for. While there's a plethora of different lengths that a silent treatment can go on for, you also need to acknowledge that if he comes back after however long the silent treatment is, it then becomes your responsibility to decide, is this something that can be recovered, or is this a clear sign that this relationship isn't going to work out? I can't be the one that tells you whether or not it's going to work out or decide for you which silent treatment is too long versus which silent treatment is appropriate, because everything is a little bit different. You have to gain the ability to take in the information, but also use your critical thinking skills to say, yeah, this is not what I'm looking for. Him giving me a silent treatment for 6 months is not what I'm looking for. So even if you come back after 6 months, goodbye. You've had your opportunity, right? And you're going to kiss your opportunity goodbye, because if guys are able to be in your life without a sense of urgency, right? And maybe we might have to have a whole show on that, on how to give guys a sense of urgency. If guys are able to exist in your life without a sense of urgency, they will string things along with you for as long as humanly possible without ever taking the next step in your relationship. Okay? You always need to only accept guys into your life that have a sense of urgency, and you always need to make them feel like in this relationship, in order to continue having ongoing access to you, they must have a sense of urgency. What I mean by a sense of urgency is a sense of, hey, I must make sure I'm doing the right thing at the right time, putting my best foot forward at all times. Because if I'm not, I will lose my spot and my opportunity to get access to her. Does that make sense? Let me acknowledge a whole bunch of donations that were given in the live chat today. We had one donation earlier. Oh, I missed it here. I can't find it here. But there was one donation for $4.99. I can't remember who it was that donated. I kind of missed it. I was sidetracked. But thank you for that donation earlier. And then there was another donation at the very beginning for $1.99. So I appreciate you as well. I wish I could shout out your name. I can't scroll up far enough to see it. Let me see if I go to live chat. Oh, let me go to fan. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sorry, it was Madison donated $1.99. She said, "This is very sinister." I know, I made it sound very sinister today. And then Nakisha West donated $5, and she just sent $5 in. So thank you. Electric Field donated $20. She says, "Thank you. I appreciate you as well, Electric Field." And Ivy donated $20 in the YouTube chat as well, and says, "What is your response to Miss Me text? You have the best comebacks." A response to Miss Me text is, I would probably say, depending on who the guy is and depending on how long it's been, I would probably just say miss what or miss who. Like the arrogance to think that you just get to pop back into my life and resume yourself as if I've been waiting on you hand and foot. Miss who? Miss what? What were you doing for me that I would even miss? Yeah, I hate to make myself sound like a really mean guy, but the truth of the matter is, guys and even girls, people are going to come into your life with this ego that they are the best thing since sliced bread. And the problem with that is when you treat them like they're the best thing since sliced bread, they will treat you like you're just one of their options. When you humble them, right? They'll be like, "Oh, you actually don't worship me. You don't put me on a pedestal. So let me act the right way and not just treat you as if you're one of my options." Okay? I know it sounds mean, but to be honest with you, mean girls get the most love from men. Let's just be so for real. Hey, the really nice, friendly girls who say yes to everything and try to be the most likable, they get nothing from men except to get used by men. It's the truth. So if he says miss me, you say miss who, or you can say miss what, right? Because what were you doing for me that I would miss? Who are you even in my life that I would miss you? Do you think that you're that important? That you just come back, you waltz in, say miss me, and oh my God, I missed you so much. I mean, my life literally was on pause until you came back into my life. It's just ridiculous. You don't give people that amount of power over you, or to make them feel like they're that important in your life that them coming back and saying miss me will literally make you feel like everything is amazing now. Thank you so much. Very, 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 very special shout out to Pam. Pam donated in the YouTube chat $40. Let's give a round of applause for Pam. I think that's like the biggest donation I've ever received in a stream before. So thank you so much to Pam. I really appreciate that donation. She didn't even send in a message with her super sticker there. She just sent in $40 just to support. So thank you so much. Thank you all of you that donate, and I really, really appreciate that. Even those of you that donate the small little coins on TikTok, I appreciate that as well. Okay, so thank you very much. Special thank you to Pam. Really appreciate that. All right. So with that being said, it is time. Okay? It's time. A very special time, please. Members of the Players Club, tell all of these new people that have never experienced what it's like to be in the Players Club before. Tell all of these new people what time it is, because they're confused. When I tell them what time, when I say what time it is to them, they're looking at the clock, they're looking at their watch, they're looking at the phone, and they have no idea. Can you tell me what time it is? Can you tell me what time it is? Here we go now. Can you tell me what time it is? Can you tell me what time it is? Here we go now. Can you tell me what time it is? Can you tell me what time it is? Here we go now. Can you tell me what time it is? Can you tell me what time it is? In the chat now, tell me what time is it? In the chat now, tell me what time is it? In the chat now, what time is it? In the chat now, tell me what time is it? In the chat now, what time is it? In the chat now, tell me what time is it? In the chat now, what time is it? In the chat now, tell me what time it is. I want to know what time it is. I want to know what time it is. I want to know what time. I want to know what time it is. I want to know what time it is. I want to know what time. I want to know what time it is. I want to know what time it is. I want to know what time. Discord time. All right, guys, let's head into the Discord. I know for some of you who are new here, you're a little bit confused. So you're like, what is this whole thing that you just did? The Discord is essentially where we hop into the Discord and we give all members of the Players Club an opportunity to ask me questions on the show of their relationship or their situationship or their docking stage, however you want to say it. And I answer them along with the viewers and the members of the Players Club, give their advice as well on how to proceed. Very, very special time in the Players Club. We're going to have lots of stories, lots of unexpected twists and turns. Now, for those of you who may be new or haven't been here in a while, we have a new thing here in the Players Club where we have Players Club, the free version, and then we also have Players Club, what we call the premium version. So there's two versions. We have a free version and a premium version. Now, in order to get into the premium version, you have to donate to the show. And what you get by donating to the show is when you get access to the premium version, I answer your questions first in line, and then I go on to the free version. So think of it like a ride, right? The people that buy the VIP pass, they get to skip the line, and then I answer their questions first. Not to be mean, but if you're donating to the show, that's what you get as a privilege. So that you have the option to either donate a free question, but you're going to have to wait first come, first serve, or you can skip the line by donating to the show. The donation link, let me make sure I put down the donation link here for all of you guys who want that, because I know some of you guys be wanting to have the donation link. I want to make sure I put that down there for you guys. So if you guys go right into if you're on TikTok, all you have to do is head right over into the link in my bio, and then you can go over to the part where it says premium relationship advice. Once you donate to the show, all you have to do is send in your username and the title of your message so that I can confirm on my phone here that that is you and you sent in that message. That way I know that you've actually donated to the show before I answer your message. Like I said before, I want to make it very clear. There is a penalty and a punishment if you put your message in premium relationship advice thinking that you're going to fool me into answering it before you act, or instead of you actually having to donate to the show. Don't be disrespectful to everyone that waits their turn. Now, I want to address something that I seen a lot of people saying yesterday, because a lot of people were like, but Tomisin, it's not fair. We're going to wait so long because people want to donate to the show and you're never going to get to the free version. Take a chill pill, okay? I want to make this an enjoyable experience for everyone, and I want to give you guys a plethora of options. So what I'm going to do now is, today I have time to go a little bit over. So today we'll go a little bit over so I can answer more questions. But on a regular basis, as the premium relationship advice section fills up, because people are eager to get their questions answered. So they're like, damn the rest of you, I'm going to skip and I'm going to pay and donate and I'm going to get my question answered first. So a lot of you are left waiting because more and more people want to do premium. Now, since this is a thing, I'm going to, from now on, I'll answer 3 to 4 questions, depending on how much time we have left over in the show. I'm going to answer 3 to 4 questions of premium each show. So 3 people are going to get skipped a line, right? And then I will go and answer at the very least 2 free questions. That way, each show, there are some premium, but there are also some free questions answered. Now, obviously, as people get more and more premium, it's going to be it's going to take longer to get your question answered in the free version. Obviously, there's a lot of questions. Now, you have options. If you want to skip the line, like everyone else is skipping ahead of you, then you can donate to the show and get the premium version. If you don't care that much, then it's all good. All right. So I just want to make that clear so that everyone can feel like, yes, I'm still going to answer free questions. It's not like I'll never answer them, but you also have to understand if people are donating to the show, well, then yeah, they're going to get special privileges for donating to the show. Okay. That's only fair. I think I'm doing it pretty fair that way. Today, I have a little bit more time. Yesterday I had to run, so we'll go a little bit over. Okay. This is a special treat for you guys. All right. So let's get started here. Princess says, your honest opinion, please. Princess starts by saying, hi, Tomisin. I'm a female who's 29, and I've been seeing this guy who's 28 over the past 10 months. We met on a dating site. Okay. He lives in my home country in Europe, and I live in a different country in Europe. However, I traveled back and forth every 2 weeks because of work. When I met him, I was seeing someone, but that relationship, couldn't work out due to my family differences. I only connected with this guy on the dating app so I could have someone on my roster. I only met him on a dating app. When I met him, I was seeing someone. So you were on the dating app while you were seeing someone. Huh. Let's continue. I didn't really find him attractive. Anyways, after my breakup, I decided to go on a date with him. Just as an option. Because I was not too attracted to him, I was naturally mean to him. Okay, good. On our first date, he waited almost 3 hours because I was late. Okay, that's a bit disrespectful. Actually, it's a lot bit disrespectful. 3 hours is insane. He was super nice to me and kept calling me beautiful. He was almost love bombing me. I didn't really care much because my heart was still with my ex. What are you doing here? Are you flexing the fact that you're treating this guy like garbage? Do you guys think that because you're a part of the Players Club, I'm going to encourage you to treat people like garbage? Like, don't get me wrong. I want you to be selfish. I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to focus on yourself and be the best version of yourself. But I'm not encouraging you guys to treat people like garbage. If you don't like the guy, then just let him go. Why literally use a guy that you don't like while you're actively still emotionally invested in your ex? It's pretty disrespectful to him and a waste of his own time because he's actually trying to build something with you. And you know that you're not ready to build anything with him. He kissed me on the first date and I was so pissed. Did you not have control over him kissing you? Why are you making it seem as if did he just plant it on you randomly without your consent? That's a totally different story. But he was such a good kisser. Chat. What are you saying, princess? So I just allowed it. Do you have boundaries and standards or no? Which one is it? But I kept being cold to him. I guess you're so big and bad. Anyways, fast forward, we kept in contact. I flew back to my country and we spoke almost every day. He then wanted to organize a second date to see me when I was back in town, but he later canceled on me. I was so mad and cussed him out. He didn't say anything back. I'll refrain from saying what I actually want to say here because I don't want to be too mean to you. But why are you upset about a man not organizing a second date with you when you acknowledged you weren't emotionally ready to date in the first place? You still had feelings for your ex and you didn't even like him that much. Sounds very entitled to me. We stopped talking, but a few weeks later, he reached out to me again, apologized, and wanted to take me out on a date. However, he mentioned that he was not looking for a relationship and he just wanted to be friends with me. Cool. So then that should be the end of your friendship or whatever it is. Because if you're not looking, we don't really know what you're looking for because you're still invested in your ex emotionally. But if you're not looking for a friendship and that's what he's looking for, then that's immediately cut ties. What's there left to do? I said that was absolutely fine and we could be friends. Why? Do you actually need him as a friend? No. Do you actually want him as a friend? No. Why keep him as a friend? For attention? Useless. Give yourself attention. We went on the date and he was crushing on me really bad. So now friends go on dates? Chat, where did they do that at? Where did they do that at? Where friends go on dates and they crush on each other. So silly. I questioned him about what he was doing. As we were friends, but then he changed up and said he wanted us to get to know each other first. This is so stupid. It's so dumb and so unnecessarily confusing. And if you have respect for yourself, just withdraw yourself from a guy who's not serious and intentional. He wanted to fly me out to Nigeria for Dirty December. Dirty December. I'm Nigerian, so I actually know what that is. But like, let's go on. I entertained his idea, but deep down, I didn't want to go. The night we had our first pineapples, we had our first pineapples, but I kept it cool. You know, Princess, I find you pretty funny. Not because you're a bad person or anything. I won't go that far. But I find you funny because when you're talking to me, you like to present yourself as this cool, calm, and collected person who isn't fazed by anything and barely even likes the guy. But you're kissing him, making out with him, and then sleeping with him just like any other pick-me-show would. So it's great that you're telling me how uninterested you are in him and how, you barely even gave him an opportunity and how he literally couldn't shine your shoes, but you slept with him. Okay? Doesn't make you a horrible person, but like, I feel like, and chat, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm confused. Okay? I feel like, Princess, there's a little bit of misalignment between who you think you are in your mind and who you actually are in reality. This is not meant to put you down and not meant to shame you, but when I'm reading this, it strikes me as misalignment because the way you seem to describe yourself is one type of person, and then the way you seem to be acting in this relationship from what I'm seeing on this page is a different type of person. Not saying that to hurt your feelings, but if you send me in a question, I'm going to be honest with you about how I actually feel. I'm not just going to sugarcoat stuff because you're a member of the Players Club or because you sent me in a question, whether it be in premium or in relationship advice. Actually, if it's in premium, I'm going to even be more honest with you because that's what you deserve. So there seems to be quite a bit of misalignment there. But he kept in contact while he was at Dirty December. Okay, so sorry, let me explain for you guys who don't know and aren't Nigerian. Dirty December is almost like, just think about the party atmosphere of Caravana, but not like people being on the street. It's just like parties nonstop, 24/7 for that whole time period. So there's parties here, parties, maybe outdoor parties, indoor parties, like just party central for that period. It's like a celebration. I don't even know what they're really celebrating. But that's kind of the vibe. So if you're going to Nigeria for Dirty December, just think of it as you're going there specifically to party and party hard. You want to have your fun in Nigeria. You're not going there to twiddle your thumbs. So just keep that in mind. He would even call me, which I found interesting because I thought he would be surrounded by other females and doing the most. Like I said, guys, it's like a nonstop party. Anyways, I rekindled with my ex that time for a few weeks. And I got disinterested in the dating app guy again because you never really liked him. I would purposely show him I'm on a date with another guy on social media. But we would text each other every single day. What is the purpose? He asked me out on his birthday, but I declined and I said I was busy because it took him 6 weeks to ask me out after he came back from his holiday in Nigeria. Okay, princess, so then why are you even messaging this guy in the first place? If you're going to say no to him asking you out on dates, you're not even going to see him. What is the purpose of messaging him or doing anything with him? You're not building anything. Why are you literally sorry, I know why you're doing this. I don't even know why I'm asking the question. You're doing it simply for attention. I think you need to solve that problem that you're having, because you're literally entertaining a guy that you don't want and have no feelings for, and you're sleeping with him and doing stuff with him literally just for attention. Just for attention. Like, imagine how powerful attention is to you and how easily you're controlled by attention, that you'll sleep with the guy who you just said you don't like and don't care for and barely have feelings for just for some attention. Not good. He said it's because he was broke. Okay, he just went to Dirty December. He pursued and finally gave in. He pursued and I finally gave in and went on a date. I thought you don't like this guy. I thought you liked your ex instead. We had a good time, but then I tested him to see if he's been seeing other girls, and he would openly tell me about it. Like, you've been openly going out on dates with other guys? I would always act like I didn't care, but I was indeed hurt. So now you've literally played yourself. Congratulations. He would ask the same question, and I would just reply with no. But you were going out on dates. Why would you lie? He would ask me out on a date again, but I was not feeling like seeing anyone at the time, because you're not even emotionally ready to be dating in the first place. And I would give him random excuses. 1 month later, I moved closer to him because of a job opportunity. He seemed to be happy about it and started to catch feelings, but I never showed him. And I started to catch feelings, but I never showed him that. Okay. He would be always the one to initiate seeing me and always felt first to text me. And he always was the first to text me. But since I moved closer, he saw me only twice in the span of 3 months. Once again, why don't you just end this cycle? What's the purpose? It's not going anywhere. The first time he invited me to meet his friend was actually really weird around me, almost like flirting with me, but I might be wrong. Let me give you a news flash. If that's his good guy friend, he probably told his good guy friend that you're a bop. Okay? For those of you who are confused what a bop is, it just means a pass around girl. I had my fun with her. It was a good time. I don't really like her that much. I just like messing around with her. Crody, I tell you, she's a good time. If you say the right words to her, you get a couple of shots of Henny inside her, she's going. So test it out, try it out, see if it'll work for you, because she's a good time. That's what a bop is, guys. And princess, a guy who's a friend of a guy you slept with only approaches you like that if that guy has made it or communicated to him that you're a bop. I'm not trying to be rude to you, and I'm not even saying that you are. I just want you to understand why he would approach you on that type of energy. I just got to be honest with you. When I was talking too much with his friend, he seemed to be annoyed. Maybe he expected you not to be going so easy. Why were you talking to his friend as well? Ever since I met him at his friend's house, he became weird around me and would say he would call me on a particular day and would not do so and give me fake I'm busy excuses. So you want to know when I'm hearing this, you want to know what it sounds to me? It sounds to me like his friend thought you were going by the way you carry yourself, and then he tried it, but he thought you weren't going. So it was kind of a back and forth where he's like, nah, she's not going. She's not a bop like that. But when he was giving you energy and you were giving him energy back, he came to the realization, oh my God, the girl I like is actually a bop. And he was so embarrassed and hurt that realization settled in, and his boy basically helped him realize that by showing him how you actually act when a guy flirts with you. Just saying. Okay. I was expecting him to see me at least once a week, but he didn't. Probably because he realized that you acted like a bop that day. Okay. Not to be mean to you, but he doesn't have this response unless he felt like you were giving his friend energy back. So if he felt like you were totally uninterested in his friend, then he would have never been upset with you. This only comes if he feels like you're giving him that guy energy back. Just telling you the truth, okay? I was expecting him to see me at least once a week, but he didn't. Only after a month, he wanted to ask me out on a date again, and I declined. Once again, what's the point of any of this? So 2 months went by, and he pushed to ask me out again. Please bear in mind, we talk every single day. Such a waste of your time. I finally gave in and invited him over to my flat instead of going on a date. So you declined the date he was asking to take you out on and invited him to your house for a low quality hangout. You know what? At a certain point, I can't even tell you you're making bad decisions because I think you're actually purposely trying to make the wrong decision. So I think that's your goal, which is why you're explaining it like that. So guys, let's clap it up for Princess for making the exact wrong decision. I think that's what she was going for here. Yeah. Decline the date opportunity that he asked you out on and invite him over for a low quality hangout in your house. Yes. Yes. That's the exact wrong decision. And I see what you're going for. Making the wrong decision. Nice. Nice. We had a good time. Had pineapples. Oh, nice. Nice. And he proposed that now we live close together, he would like to see me more often, like sleep with you for free more times. Oh, perfect. Perfect. He said he was going to America next week and asked if I wanted any gifts. Yeah. For the first time ever, I initiated that I wanted to see him before he flew out and was being more affectionate. Oh, nice, nice. Now you're giving to him. He agreed and then canceled last minute again. Nice. I played it cool. During his trip to America, he was much more distant and he would send me pictures of his holiday, but no further communication. Why would he communicate with you that much? He knows when he comes back to his city, he's going to sleep with you for free. Once again, why would he care about communicating with you when he only wants to sleep with you? When he came back, I was expecting him to bring me gifts, but instead he messaged me, lying, said that he lost his luggage. Convenient. He then said he found someone he liked and he could see himself living in the U.S. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I want to feel bad for you, Princess, in this scenario. But you know what? I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I think you've played yourself here. I truly do. Okay. And I'm not here to be nice to any of you guys. I'm here to give you the real. I'm here to try to actually help you in your life. And I can't help you if I'm not real with you. You played yourself here. This was going nowhere for the longest time. And you did this stupid back and forth, instead of just cutting it off when you weren't even ready for a relationship in the first place. And now that you've been sleeping with this guy and giving him yourself for free, for absolutely nothing, he eventually got bored with taking advantage of being able to get access to you for free. And now he's found a new girl that he wants to like and take out on dates. Congratulations. You've played yourself. I played it cool. Oh, more playing it cool. You've slept with him multiple times now. And for free, for absolutely nothing, no commitment, right? At your place, he didn't even have to take you out on a date the last time you guys slept together, and you were asking to see him more. And you're still talking about playing it cool as if like you're the one in control. No, you have no control anymore. He has all the leverage and all the control. You actually like him now. I just love how you keep saying, I played it cool, I'm so calm and collected, but you're giving him everything he wants. And responded simply with, good luck to both of you. You're so hurt. What? So silly. He then responded that he felt like he had to tell me and then proceeded to say he still wants to see me if that's okay with This guy has zero respect. He actually thinks you're a bop. He has zero respect for you. It's been 4 days and I can't lie. I was so upset about it because I've caught feelings for him. You played yourself. And I also feel like he's not 100% attracted to me because I'm a bit chubby. And he knows my insecurity. So right now I'm on a water fast and lost some pounds and I'm looking good. Okay. Going on a water fast is there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that myself before, but I didn't do that for someone else. I did that for me. You're clearly doing this for him, somehow hoping that you doing this is going to have him want to be with you instead. This is a horrible thing for you to do. And you will only end up in pain, and you'll probably end up gaining more weight when you realize you losing some pounds is not going to make that guy want you anymore. This is like a pro tip for people who want to lose weight. Don't lose weight for someone else to like you more. Lose weight for yourself to feel good about yourself. Truthfully and honestly. Obviously, people will be more attracted to you, but if you're doing it solely so a guy who doesn't like you will now like you, you'll be disappointed. I've got this whole glow up plan in my head to show him what he's missing out on. So what happens when you do it? You lose all the weight, you get gorgeous, and he still doesn't want you. Your self-esteem in the gutter, and you'll probably gain all the weight back. But my question to you is, how can I manipulate him to make his girlfriend... This is how the question really ends. How can I manipulate him to make me his girlfriend and make him fall in love with me instead of the girl that he wants to build a relationship with? Or do you think this guy was never interested in me? Is he playing games with me? Do you think it's because I was a bit chubby? He says I'm his type. He shows me off on FaceTime to his friends, but I have a feeling he was not a big fan of my chubbiness. Thank you. Looking forward to your opinion. All right, princess, I'm going to give you a large dose of reality here. Okay? None of this has anything to do with your weight. I don't even know why you brought that up at the end. See, it's the funny thing about being rejected or feeling rejected by someone is you're going to look for every reason why you don't meet the criteria of what that person wanted. To be honest with you, if I'm just by reading this message, I think it had a lot less to do with what you look like in terms of weight wise and how you acted and how you approached the relationship. You have like an air, and this is just my own observation of what you said. You have like an air of entitlement and like arrogance to feel like you deserve to be able to have someone's full time and attention while also acknowledging that you're not even emotionally prepared to be in a relationship. You started off this message. I just don't want anyone to forget this. You started off this message by letting us know that you were seeing someone while you connected with him on a dating app. That already is a sign that for whatever reason, you feel like I'm entitled to what I want, despite what anyone else feels, even if it's disrespectful to them or inappropriate for the relationship. That's like one example. And then the second example is going out on a date with a guy that you openly acknowledge you're not attracted to, and openly acknowledging that you don't really care much about him because your ex was still on your heart. But you feel so entitled to getting attention from all types of different men, I don't know, for whatever reason, that even if you're not prepared to be in a relationship, even if you're not physically or emotionally there to give yourself to anyone, you still deserve the attention from a guy simply because you're just that amazing and that's the attention you deserve. It's entitlement. And I'll just be so for real with you, princess. You got in this situation what you deserved. You did. Nothing that you did here was about actually trying to build any sort of real relationship with him. You actually only wanted to keep him around to mess with him and boost your own ego up, right? You said down here that your chubbiness is an insecurity of yours, right? And so because your chubbiness was an insecurity of yours, you wanted to use this guy, right, as a way to boost your own self-confidence up by having him be so desperate for you, want to take you out on dates, want to spend time with you, so you wouldn't have to feel insecure about something that you feel a little bit of shame about. Okay? So you use that guy despite not liking him and despite not wanting to build a relationship with him, literally, and I'm not making this up because I want to find the quote where you actually said it, okay? You literally said that you were using him as someone to just be on your roster. Okay? Right? And that's why you literally had him here in this relationship. It had nothing to do with the fact that you actually liked him, nothing to do with the fact that you even found him attractive. You literally just wanted him to be someone on your roster. Okay? I can't find where you said it, but you said it somewhere here. And that's great, but that's exactly the type of energy you received in return. He wasn't really taking you seriously either. He didn't really care to build this relationship with you either. And he kind of messed around with you, went back and forth with you until he no longer cared about you and discarded of you. Okay. So, princess, I hate to say it like this, but you got what you deserved. So maybe the next time you enter a relationship or a situationship, actually be thinking to yourself, number one, am I emotionally ready to even explore a serious romantic relationship? And number two, why am I actually here? To build something, or to waste time, or to get validation, or just to get attention? Because if I'm just here to get validation and attention and to waste someone else's time, then I'm not even leading with the right type of intention. I'm not even bringing the right energy to the table, right? Because being here to waste someone else's time who's actively trying to invest and build a real relationship with you, and then being upset that you feel like your time has been wasted, well, that's exactly the energy you gave out to the universe. So why are you upset that that's the energy you got back? Yes, your time was wasted the same way you wanted to waste his time. Surprise, surprise, you got what you asked for. All right, guys. So let's go to the next one. I hope that was a learning lesson for you, princess, and you'll approach your relationships with more seriousness after that. Okay, guys, this is a different princess. Okay, I assure you guys, it's not the same princess. And this is a different question. So princess number 2 says, I'm torn, help. Proof of payment at the bottom. Thank you. Hi, I'm helping my friend submit a question. Her name is Bella. Guys, okay, let me just give you a word of advice because I see people do this all the time. If the question is about you, just say my question about me. Like, there's no need for you guys to say my friend. I'm just asking for a friend. My friend went through this situation or that. Like, come on. Okay. We're all adults here. There's like the chances of you sending in a question for your friend. Come on. Okay. Not impossible, but most of the time I know you guys are just, you don't want to say it's me. I introduced her to your channel recently, and Bella would love for you to keep it so for real. So why didn't Bella just send in her question herself? She said for you in the live chat to not hold back on your thoughts and even to roast her. Is that what she said, or is Bella you? I don't know. I'm confused. It sounds very strange. Hi, everyone. I'm 35 and he's 25. Fasten your seatbelts because this is a roller coaster. I've been noticing something that the premium questions are quite a bit juicier than the regular questions. I feel like people are like, that this story needs to be heard, so they send it in a premium. Anyways, I have been on and off in a relationship for 2 years. It's basically a situationship because of the fears I have with our age difference. I've tried breaking up with him, but we went back together because we haven't cut communication fully, and we see each other and it always goes downhill immediately. I feel bad whenever he reaches back out. He is very emotional and consistently shows how much he cares about me, but I push him away. Some background: I have a steady job, great life, my own place, my own small business. He's never been in a serious relationship. How old is he? He is 25. Okay. He's never been in a serious relationship before, lives with his parents. He has a great family and support system. He doesn't have any bills at home. has a car, a job, but he's ultimately chasing his dreams of being a professional athlete, which is going well. How well? He's 25. He should be professional by now. Okay. I went to watch him before, and all the girls would always stare him down. He's very social. But again, I'm focused on how he's deep down a good guy, and we both share the same religion. Also, nothing he gives. Wait, what? Also, nothing he gives me some money here and there and tries to help me where he can. So I think that he's great. He's respectful and we have a lot of fun together on dates, but I can't ever get myself to be fully committed in a relationship with him because I fear he is too young and truly doesn't know what he wants. He swears he does want to be with me for marriage, but I'm the one in the way of things. Happened because I kept breaking up with him and telling him I'm unsure. So you're saying that you're the problem. He has openly admitted that that whenever we broke up, it was hard for him emotionally, and he flirted with different girls at the club. I mean, that's kind of your doing if you're breaking up with him, but okay. And he said it's proof he won't ever be a cheater because he has opportunities to mess with others, but never has. Right now, we are functioning as a relationship in quotes, which just means a situationship. But when I do express myself, I tell him that I'm still torn and thinking about what decision to make. What? Okay, let's go on. Whether we move in or not, we spend time together, still have pineapples. I'm not pineapple-y satisfied. Okay. I refuse to teach a man. I only have orgasm maybe once or twice with him. He's not even that well endowed. I think it's the first time we've had a statement like this in the Players Club. First thing I'll say to you is, like I say, you guys, go get that Tracy's dog toy. It's in the link in my description. You'll get a discount on it, okay? It's a great toy for many reasons because no matter which type of girl you are, whether you're a penetration type of girl or whether you're, a clit type of girl, it will get you right. Trust you me, okay? I'm your friend and I like to do things for you. Let me do this nice thing for you. So go and get that in the link in the description if you want a really good toy that you won't have to be worried about things like that. Well, it's your man, so you're going to have to worry about a little bit, but you're going to at least get some sort of pleasure. So that's number one. So my advice to you, princess, is get that toy. So for those of you who are wondering where you find that toy, go to the link in my description if you're on TikTok, and you'll see it there where it says affiliate links. You'll be able to see where to access it there. And for those of you who are on YouTube, it's in the link in my description, and it's also in the link in the pinned comment there at the top there. All right, go and get that. And I'm so serious about that because it'll actually help at least satisfy you a little bit, even if your man's not. Now, him not being well endowed, you have to make a decision here, princess. Is this the type of life you're prepared to live for the rest of your life? I mean, you said he spends some money on you. He gets you some nice things. He treats you well. He seems to be ready to be serious with you and about you. So now it's decision-making time for you. Is his PP game that horrible that you feel like I literally can't live with this for the rest of my life? Or is this something you can work with and maybe over time things can get better and maybe you can at least have the possibility of one orgasm every 10 sessions type of thing? Okay, I think at this point it's a little bit unrealistic to imagine you're going to have an orgasm every session. That's just, most men cannot do that unless you're a very special type of man. But this is something you're going to have to make a decision on how important it is to you or how bad his D game is. I'm going to be honest with you. And getting a toy might make you feel like you can deal with more. I know it's disappointing that your man can't do the things with you that a toy can, but also the good thing about a toy is you can bring it to the bedroom and maybe that can help actually get you there, especially if you're like a clit girl. You can get some vacuum suction on your clit and maybe, you might get there, have a couple of waterworks going on, even with your man around, as long as, even though because you got the toy there, you never know. He is very satisfied and busts a nut every time. I don't know why I said that like that. It's funny though. I'm at an age where I want to get married, start a family, and be with a man who's a 100% provider and leader. Okay. But I fear because he's too young and it's not a stable choice and that I'd be settling. I also wonder how quickly into this relationship did you guys sleep together? You mentioned, I didn't see you mention that. But I also fear losing a good, genuine man. And every time I say I don't want to talk anymore, he does things to trigger action, to trigger a reaction. Okay, let's be fair here. It's less about him triggering a reaction in you, and it's more about you literally breaking up with him every couple of months. Because that him triggering you wouldn't happen if you weren't breaking up with him every couple of months, and you've acknowledged that you break up with him every couple of months. For example, one time he threw a sub on social media, and I'd fall for it and end up texting him something sassy back, or he shows up at my door in literal tears and flowers begging for me, and then we are back to square one. I mean, it just kind of sounds like he really likes you and you're really unsure. It doesn't really sound like it sounds more like you're the problem. I'm not going to lie to you. Even though I asserted my boundaries where I said don't show up unannounced, he does it anyways. I mean, I get it, but it's not like that doesn't make him a bad person. Every time he buys me random things and sends me money or does something nice, what are you doing? Are you flexing? I feel so bad. Okay, your life is so bad that this man likes you so much. He shows up at your house with flowers and buys you nice things and sends you money. How horrible of him. Especially when he cries. He cries a lot. Okay, I'll address this after. I know what I'm going to say now. What do I do? I've just been at a whatever state of mind at this point. Any decision I make can't seem to sustain it. Be so for real with me. I'm not happy right now. I just need a wake-up call. My intuition is screaming to me, run. Fears, insecurities are making me doubt myself. Okay, and that's your confirmation. Okay, let's talk it to you straight, princess. You don't like this man. You don't think he has enough D game for you, okay? And you also don't see him as the man. You don't see him as a man you can actually respect. That's what all of this is stemming from. For the way that he acts, right? You don't like that he's a crybaby. When you see him cry, you get the ick. When he D's you down, you don't feel like you're getting D'd down by a man. You feel like he's a little boy and you can't respect him. All in all, it's not just about his age, his personality, the way he carries himself, the way he acts, the way I'm telling you, I know the way that you're thinking. I know how you're describing it. Right now, when you see him eat from his plate, just the way he picks up his fork makes you get the ick because you're like, this is not a guy. This is not a man. Right? You don't feel that thing, that stimulation in your squirtle that, you're such a manly man. Okay? You feel like you're with a boy. Not necessarily, like I said, because of just his age, but because of how he acts. When you see him cry, you're like, you're a little boy. When he D's you down, all you can think is you're literally a kid. You're a child. You're a boy. And you can't get yourself turned on or riled up. So just because you're just overall not emotionally or physically attracted to him, everything he does to you is like an ick. Do you guys watch Love Island? Love Island USA? You know how Leah was treating Connor? And how literally everything Connor would do, she would get the most disgusting ick because she just wasn't attracted to him emotionally or physically. You're just like that, princess. Or sorry, Bella, sorry. Right? And that's exactly what you're feeling towards this guy. Everything he does for you is an ick because you're not emotionally or physically attracted to him. The only thing you like about him is that he treats you kinder than the other guys who probably D'd you down have been treating you. So the reason you keep coming back is because you're thinking to yourself, how am I going to be able to get another guy to treat me the same way? Because the other guys that actually D me down and, make me lose my mind, they treat me like garbage. So you're trying to decide in your own mind, do I get treated by garbage by a guy who can D me down? Or do I, try and work this out with the guy that I'm not really attracted to? I don't really find that emotionally stimulating or feel like he's, really a masculine man. But, he treats me nice and he's nice to me. My advice to you, Bella, would be to go with what actually works for you. I think that the mind frame that you're in now, there will never come a point where you actually feel happy in this relationship. Because down here, you mentioned how he gets you flowers, he buys you nice things, he tries his best. He tries, you know what I mean? He's trying a lot and he's trying to show you that he really wants this. Trying is never enough for you when you're not attracted to that man. because you're always going to be looking for more and you're always going to be hoping he is more. The reality of it is he's only himself. So whether he's 25 or 35, he'll always be himself and you're still going to be unattracted to him. And the more you try to force yourself to be attracted to him or force this to work for you, the less it'll work for you. And what's only going to end up happening is one big masculine man of a man you're going to end up working with or being around. And the way he talks to you is going to get you wet. The way he, approaches you is going to get you wet. The way he touches you, hugs you, comes around you, his presence is going to get you crazy, soaking wet. And all you're going to be doing while you're in a relationship with this guy is fantasizing about being with that guy at work. And once you start fantasizing about being around that guy at work, it's cooked for you. Because as soon as you and that guy are alone in a room, you're donezo. Donezo. And not only will you hurt yourself and the relationship you've been building with this guy, but you'll also hurt him as well. Because he'll be devastated when this happens. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've seen it happen many times and you're already going down that path. You're so unsure about him because you're not emotionally or physically attracted to him. And the more you try to make this work, you're only putting yourself in a deeper hole that when a guy does come around, that is exactly the type of guy you're really physically and emotionally attracted to and fulfills that physical and emotional fantasy that you be having of a man that you're a manly man that you're going to be with, you are going to be cooked. So Neighborhood Watch says forcing things, right? I agree. So Bella, you need to stop forcing things and you need to let this guy off the hook by cutting. Like this is one of those situations where this guy will never be able to pick up his own pants and say, clearly she doesn't want to be with me for real. I need to respect myself and walk away. You need to actually do him a favor and never speak to him again so that he can actually have his heart broken and move forward with his life. Because the truth of the matter is you don't like him and you're never going to like him. And you're wasting a lot of his time making him feel like one day you might like him when that day is never going to come. So do him a favor and block him. Do him a favor and unfollow him. Do him a favor and never speak to him again and never open the door for him when he comes to your house so that his heart can be absolutely crushed. He can pick himself off the floor and he can move forward and build a relationship with someone that actually wants to be with him because you don't want to be with him, Bella. That's the honest truth. Okay, let's do one more here and then I'll go over into the regular relationship advice. Okay. So don't worry. I know we're going to go over time today. So don't you guys worry. Angie says, hi, Tomisin. I started dating, this guy who's done the right things. Everything was going well. And he told me he wanted to do things right and that he wasn't going to, seeing anyone else. He said he was playing everything. Wait, what? He said he was playing everything by me. What? And I said I would do the same. I don't get what you meant to say. He was treating me like a queen, and I decided to have pineapples last Friday since he deserved it. How long has it been, though? You said everything was going well for how long? 1 week? We woke up Saturday morning, and everything was fine. Yeah, I'm sure. For a day, right? Let's see how downhill things go. I wanted him to leave my place because I wanted some space, so I suggested we meet later during the day since he was leaving on a work trip Monday, and he agreed. He ordered Uber Eats. What did he order for you? For me and gave me a kiss and left. Everything was good. He sent me some reels and then I sent him a voice note thanking him for breakfast, and I told him how my dog had attacked the Uber Eats driver. Okay. He then asked me if the driver was okay, which I didn't answer. I went back to sleep. He sent a question mark about an hour after his last message, which I answered an hour or two later. After that, things got weird. I'm not sure what is going on, but he was taking a long time to answer. Not sure if he was trying to match my energy. Okay. He was very distant on the weekend, and on Sunday, I called him because I was having issues with my tire. Excuse me. He said he was busy with dealing with some things, but he might be able to help later. P.S. This tire happened before he came and he helped right away. But like this happened before time. Okay. So I said no problem and called someone else to help. On Sunday evening, he messaged me and asked, babe, How is the tire? Were you able to figure it out? To which I didn't reply. Why? I mean, I think you're a little bit butthurt. I don't think that meant what you thought it meant. He hasn't reached out to call me ever since. You didn't reply. I mean, I get it, but why didn't you reply? I need advice. I feel foolish. I don't want to think he took advantage of me, especially because all the things he was doing for me. He even told me at one point he wanted me to be his future girlfriend. That's what they all say. For context, I'm 33 and he's 25. Thoughts on the next steps? I think the thing that you didn't mention is how long it's been until you guys slept together. And then the thing that you didn't mention, Angie, is what were the established understanding of what you were building here. You said he was treating you like a queen, but treating you like a queen and having an understanding that we're actually building this to be a serious relationship are two different things. Because he can treat you like a queen and treat all the other girls that he's sleeping with like queens also. Not saying that that's what he was doing with you, but I just want to make sure there was an understanding of like, this is like an actual exclusive relationship or like working towards that type of thing. Also, time matters a lot, and how much time you've been spending together. If this is like in the span of a couple of weeks that you're saying he's been treating you like a queen and then all this happened in a couple of weeks, that's not a good sign. Okay? And I want to say this. I don't think that him being a little bit busy and messaging you back a couple of hours later and then asking you how the tire was and if you're able to figure it out, I don't think that necessarily means that he played you. I feel like it's a little bit too early to determine that, but I definitely do think that you're making it a little bit weird by not responding to him when he's asking you a direct question. Like, what do you expect him to do? Beg you to speak to him? He asked you a question, you didn't respond at all. That's like you're communicating to him that you don't want to speak to him. He's helped you with the tire before, yes. That doesn't mean that every time you ask him to help you with the tire means that he'll be available to help you with the tire. And I think him messaging you afterwards to check in on how if it worked out was an acknowledgement that he does care. It's not like he's just ignoring you because he doesn't want to do anything for you. I think that you became a little bit butthurt, but this is the thing that I want you to take notice of. If you feel like you're becoming really uncomfortable after sleeping with him because now you're really unsure about what your relationship is or if you guys are moving in the right direction, then that already existed before you slept with him. So these are the things you should have been thinking about before you slept with him, saying to yourself, I don't think we're yet ready in a place where we're solid and have a solid understanding of what we're doing here before sleeping together. And that's the question you should have been answering to yourself instead of sleeping with him first because everything was going good. It's always going good at first. Always. It's never going bad at first. Nobody ever says that. It's always going good at first, but instead of asking yourself and him the right questions of this relationship, all you were focused on is how good it was going at first. You slept with him, then you started asking questions on maybe this wasn't the right time to sleep with him. And I always try to remind you guys that there's an order of operations. All of the questions you have of him and the relationship and the circumstances and the situation and what you guys are and the title and the consistency, all of those questions should be answered before you sleep with him. You shouldn't be scrambling to figure out and find those answers after you sleep with him. Once you do that, you've lost all your leverage and everything is going to be confusion. So Angie, you're confused because you've done the order of operations wrong. So now all that's left for you to do, honestly, now that you guys are kind of at this standstill, is to withdraw yourself and see if withdrawing yourself is going to push him forward to say, yeah, I really want to build this relationship with you and I don't want us to not talk. Because now you're in an awkward position where you're not talking to him and he's not talking to you. And you definitely don't want to be the one reaching out and asking him to go out on dates because now you're going to be the one doing the pursuing. But clearly there's some sort of uncomfortable vibe going on now which, to be honest, the outcome could just be that it fizzles out and you guys never speak to each other again. And unfortunately, that's the mistake you make by jumping into things too quick. You might have just wasted a body here. But I want you to accept that as a possibility. Breathe that in and understand that that is a possibility so that you can be okay with the idea that honestly, this might just dwindle away to you guys never speaking again. But use that as a lesson on how to properly do the order of operations and not just jump on the first thing that feels good in the beginning. It will always feel good in the beginning. Okay? And there's a possibility he might never speak to you again, or you guys just might fizzle out. There's also a possibility he'll come back and, he'll be like, I want to build this with you and I don't want us to never speak again. But I'll be honest with you, it's looking very bleak. Very bleak. Okay, let's head over into the regular relationship advice section where I will do at the very minimum 2 questions for you guys because I don't want you guys to think that I'm ignoring your question. I just didn't anticipate premium would be as popular as it is. We're never going to run out of questions on this show. I'll tell you that much, okay? Wannabe Cucumber says, doing nothing, okay? I know I did this one. I did that one. Okay, I remember doing that one. So next we have here Cece. Cece says, am I the problem? Okay, Cece, I'm going to be honest with you. I will not lie to you. I matched with someone via dating app, a Christian dating app. First time I heard a guy actively talking about God, even on a Christian dating app. I have a rule of waiting 1 week for a man to actively speak to me and go out on a date by the end of the week. I gave him 2 weeks. Why'd you give this guy 2 weeks? I thought that your rule was 1 week. Anyways, we FaceTime once and were supposed to again, but he didn't call. I didn't say anything because I don't chase. Since he didn't ask me on a date, I assumed that he was just not that interested and has no intention of dating properly. Last night, we had a convo about our personality, and I said I am quiet to a lot of people, but I can be a lot when I'm comfortable. He said, are you comfortable yet? I said, I've never seen you in person. He said, oh, okay. It took him 30 minutes to send that last text. I assumed based on this, he has no intention of asking me on a date. Sorry, it's kind of funny to me. The ticking time bomb officially began. It's funny. I literally said ticking time bomb today. You guys are like, we're connected through time and space because you guys always mention something I'll mention on the show. The ticking time bomb began today. Today, I simply asked, are you okay with sharing what you are looking for on the app? So you folded, basically. Let's see what you said. So you say, I know some of you guys can't read that on TikTok, but they can read it on YouTube. Are you okay with sharing what you're looking for on the app? Okay, he says. Sure, but what makes you want to ask me? This is actually what he says. You then go on to say, what would I not? I think you might say, why would I not? And then he says, because you just asking instead of first starting to talking to you. I don't know. I just thought you'd been asked me. Then you say, I prefer to let a guy ask. I thought you would, but you never did. He says, okay. So you was waiting for me to ask. What is this? Is this the new age of how people flirt? Back, dating apps are tragic. I know this is on a dating app, but this is the type of people you're meeting on there. Okay, then what are you looking for? Oh, this is so painful. Hey, I don't play games or do nonsense roundabout. It seems that we're not looking for the same thing. Good luck with law school and everything. This is so silly. He said, that's pretty selfish for you to say and just say bye like that without knowing if we was even looking for the same thing. Nothing wrong with friends because at the end of the day, it's about God. Is this what they're doing on the Christian dating apps? Just passing off everything as, it's just about God at the end of the day? I mean, you're on the dating app not to praise the Lord. You go to church to praise the Lord. You're on the dating app to date people. Maybe I'm confused and I don't understand how the Christian dating apps work. I don't know. Definitely surprised saying that. It's not selfish. Sorry you feel that way. I'm not interested in friends, you said. God wouldn't want me wasting time on someone who couldn't even make a proper effort to make their intentions clear. I find it actually pretty strange how I know you two are both Christians, but like, why is God being like situated in between your like the two of you's like toxicity? I just think that's very strange. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. Weird to me. Even if I told my intentions, I want a friend first, that question didn't make sense anyways, but it's not about a guy asking you. LOL, it's a genuine question that could have asked when I first started talking to you, but asked, I'm clear for what is this conversation? Why are you guys having a standoff of this is actually so painful. Chat, tell me, is this what you guys are actually going through? This is actually painful to read. Why is there like a standoff just for you guys to say, hey, I'm looking for this. This is the type of relationship. Like, is it? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. Wasting time, LOL. Are you in a rush? Because God is a patient father. Is this a joke or what is this? Is this a joke? On TikTok, I know it's cut off. He actually said, wasting time, LOL. Are you in a rush? Because God is a patient father. That's what he actually said. If you don't believe me, go check it out on YouTube because they can see it on YouTube. And then you said it's okay, I'm not interested. What is this? Like, why is God being used as like a funnel that, hey, I'm not intentional about relationships because God. I don't act according to someone moving with intention and trying to build something because God, and what God wants, he'll take care of, so I won't have to do it. Wow. I think, Cece, I think the main thing that you need to do is to never get on that dating app again. Like, I understand that not all Christian men on the dating app are going to be like that. But I think the best way to find Christian men is probably to go to church. You can try different churches around different cities. I think going to church would be better served for you than finding them on the dating app, because there seems to be quite a bit of confusion of the men, even the Christian men on the dating apps, unfortunately. And this whole weird standoff situation where your guys are like, you would think in your mind a Christian dating app type of man would be the most clear and upfront about his intentions, because why else would you be on a Christian dating app unless you were very serious about the particular type of person you wanted to build a relationship with? But I just think it's shocking how a guy could be on a Christian dating app and be talking about having friends. I think for that reason, CC, it's clear that you should stay off of the Christian dating apps, because whether it's Christian or not, it's not benefiting you any more or less. Once again, part of the reason why I'm telling all of you beautiful people, go into the link in my bio, whether it be on TikTok, go into the link in my bio, or whether you guys are here with me on YouTube, go into the link in my bio and subscribe to my email list. I'm coming up with a great project that will actually solve this problem that you guys are continuing to face. I can't stand it anymore. So I'm creating a project, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm creating a very special project that's going to solve a lot of the problems that you guys are facing the way things are set up now. Okay. So you got to subscribe to my email list so that when that happens, you're the first one to know. Yeah, I just think you have to stay off the dating apps. Like, what is this? This is nothing. This is nothing. I understand you said you string everything. This is such a waste of time. It's nothing. It's nothing. I don't want you to ever think about this ever again. I want you to delete the dating app. I want you to never speak to him again. It's a waste of your time. Okay? The Christian men that you want to meet that are single, I want you to meet them in church, not on the dating app. Okay? Because that was a whole bunch of confusion and silliness. Silliness. All right, let's go to the next one here, because I'm going to give you as at least two here. So let's see what the next one has to say. No, this one was deleted. Next we have Nabizi. Am I being fair to him? Nabizi says. Okay. Nabizi says, am I being fair to him? Hi, I'm a 25-year-old female who just ended a 6-year relationship with a 25-year-old male. I had doubts from the start, but gave it a try. We had issues, often broke up, but got back together after 4 to 5 months at the latest. I felt misunderstood because I only wanted his time and dedication, which he found too much to give. After 6 years? Interesting. I wonder what else was at play there. He moved overseas 2 years ago. Initially, he gave me more love and more attention. Okay. But then he started ignoring my messages for a few weeks and stopped saying love me, claiming depression. It's probably a new girl. Okay. Let's see though. I don't know. Maybe let's see. He never opened up despite my efforts. A female friend of his also moved to the same city. I tell you guys all the time, I don't read these ahead of time. I don't know what's going to happen in the story, but I do know how guys think and I do know how they operate. So when a guy moves away and all of a sudden your amazing relationship becomes very weird and strange and he's closing off to you, it's probably because he's met a new girl. And I've seen suspicious pictures of them together. 2 months ago, I decided to walk away quietly. I cleared his pictures, ended our Snapchat streaks. What? How old are you? 6-year relationship? Was that a 6-year Snapchat streak? Damn. And delayed replying to his messages. Am I being unfair? Sometimes I feel I may have left too quickly, but his behavior has been an issue for a long time. Should I continue or tell him I've moved on? Who wouldn't be upset about not FaceTiming, calling, or having conversations with their partner for 8 months? What? 8 months? A guy you're supposed to be dating, you haven't had conversations with him for 8 months? I think he's in a whole nother relationship, Nabizi. I think he's actually has a new girlfriend. So I don't think you have to worry anything about how he feels or, closure or any of that. I think that chapter has closed. If someone who's been dating you for 6 years doesn't contact you for 8 months, I think it's very clear that they've moved on in their life with someone else. I don't want to be mean to you because I know you didn't, you aren't a bad person and you didn't do anything wrong. But for sure, I think the best, I know this is going to sound painful because it's 6 years of your life that you probably feel is wasted. But I don't think there's anything left in that relationship of yours. I cannot envision a reason or a circumstance or a situation which someone who you spent 6 years of your life with would just randomly not speak to you for 8 months. No conversation for 8 months? I hope you're exaggerating as if like maybe you've been talking in between then a little bit. But 8 months? There's nothing left there. There's nothing even for me to say, do this or do, 8 months, it's done. Like it's been done. So Nabizi, I think you should just move on. I just don't know how there could possibly be a relationship left of this if he doesn't even acknowledge that you guys are growing apart and he just literally moves on with his life. That's why I'm saying it makes me feel like he already has his new girlfriend. That's unfortunate. Okay. So I think it's best for you to move forward with your life. I don't think there's anything left here for you in this relationship, Nabizi, unfortunately. Okay. And I think you need to spend some time healing because I know that's going to be a painful realization. But I think the relationship is very much over. Okay. That's going to be the show for today. I did get a chance to answer a few more of the free questions. I know you guys will always be, even if I answered 10,000 questions, you guys be like, you should answer more questions, okay? So I know how it is, and I love you guys so much, but don't you worry. I'm literally here every single weekday. So I'll be back tomorrow, all right? And if you didn't get a chance to send in your question, you can go ahead and send it in by, if you're on TikTok, just go into the link in my description where you can ask your question there. You have a choice now. So you can either go into the free section, but as you see, we're a little bit backed up in the free section, or you could skip the line and go into the premium section and you can ask your question, which I'll start doing 3 to 4 premium questions every single day, but I will always answer at the very least 2 regular free questions as well. That way there's a little bit of a balance and everyone gets their little bit as well. So it's not just, you know, overly in one direction. All right, guys. So you have options there. You can go and into the link and you can go into the free section and ask your question by joining Discord, or you can donate first and then ask your question in premium relationship advice. Just make sure when you send in your donation that you put in your username, like on the Discord, and you put in the title of your question so that when I'm looking through it and I'm verifying it, I know that it's you. Okay. So just make sure you do that because it's a lot of people that want to do premium now. All right. So that's not it. First, before I say that, you can follow me on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is right above my head on the left side of the screen. So if you want to see more of me, you want to see my personal life. What was that? If you want to see more of my personal life and see everything I do all times of the days, it's right up there on the top of my head on the left side of the screen. It's also on the bottom right there if you want to follow me there and see everything I'm doing all times of the day because you love me so much. All right. And if you're on TikTok and you want to get access to the show because you missed a part, maybe you skipped through some parts or you came late or whatever it may be, you can go right onto my YouTube and you can rewatch the show in its entirety. My YouTube's right above my head. It's just my name there. You type it in or you can screenshot this and copy and paste it. Go into the live section of my YouTube page. You'll find this entire live video along with all the past live videos that I've ever done since the beginning of time. And the best part is you'll have access to the YouTube and TikTok live chat embedded in the video. So you'll never miss a beat of anything that goes on in conversation in the show. All right. So I'm here every weekday, Monday to Friday. So like I say, if you guys ask questions, whether you put it in premium relationship advice or regular relationship advice, I'm going to be here every single weekday answering questions. So you don't have to fear. I'm going to be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time, as I am every weekday, Monday to Friday. So I will catch you again at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you got to figure out what time that is in your time zone. Until then, hasta la vista, goodbye, au revoir. Adios, bon voyage, and I will see you again tomorrow. I love you.